Hello. This is going to be the tutorial to make a LED lamp like so. Should be quick and easy. So first things first, you're going to need a SVG file of the logo or design that you're wanting to make. So vectorization.org, this is a free website to create vectors, convert PNG images, whatever. I'll put my logo in here, make sure we have SVG selected. Start. Click the file, it'll download. Alright, so now we have the logo file downloaded into SVG. First thing you're going to want to do in Fusion, create a new sketch, and we're going to want this to be 250 by 250, a box. So we'll click 2-point rectangle, type 250, tab 250, enter, and now we have the outer bounds of the bamboo. So now what we want to do from here is double click that, offset 10 millimeters, enter, finish sketch. We're going to fit the logo inside of this 240 millimeter box. So now we need to create another sketch, click off into space. Now we're going to insert SVG from computer. This is the downloaded file from that website. Open. This little button right here is your scale button. Just drag it down to where you think it'll fit. And then this is the pan button. Drag it around. Make sure it'll fit. Will not fit. Sometimes this thing's a little finicky, so what you can do is come over here. 0.97, 98, 99. We'll go back to 98 just to make sure we can fit inside the 250. Okay. Now we can come back to the sketches, hide the first sketch. We no longer need that. What we got to do from here is select, double click the outline and hit O for offset. Sometimes this takes a minute. Fusion is not great with SVG files sometimes. Give it a second. There it goes. The first offset line, we're going to want to go 5 millimeters. Enter. What you can do now, right click, repeat, offset. You're going to want to click that same line because Fusion will not let you offset from the offset line. So we click the outline. And then this time we're going to want to go 7.5 millimeters. Enter. Right click. Repeat offset again from the same line. This time we're going to go 10 millimeters. Enter. So now we have 3 offset perimeter lines. If your SVG comes out a little messed up, like these edges, you can delete these lines, straighten it out. That's a whole different tutorial if you want that. So you can clean up any of the lines that you want. Now what we're going to do is finish sketch, and now we want to extrude the entire thing. So drag a box over the entire thing, hit E for extrude. Now you can pull it around here and look at it. So what we're going to do is extrude 2 millimeters just to give it a little bit of thickness, and that's going to be the back wall. But we don't want to do that right here. We want the back wall to be offset as well. So we want to go start and click offset. And it's going to ask you how far do you want to offset it. We're going to go 40 millimeters backwards because that's how thick we want. Well, see, it went the wrong direction. So now we come over here and do minus 40. So we want to send this backwards 40 millimeters because that's how far we want the total thickness to be. And then it's going to come forwards 2 millimeters because that's going to be the back wall thickness. OK. Your sketch disappears whenever you use or extrude something with it, so hit the eyeball, make it reappear. What we're going to want to do now is select the inside, which is lines, or offset lines 1 and 2. You want to select inside of that. Now you want to hit E for extrude, and then on the starting plane you want to do object, because now you want to start to make the lip from here. Now you want to come up, I usually go 5 millimeters. So now you have your lip all the way around the back wall, 5 millimeters tall. Also, the operation, you're going to want this to join so that it's all one piece. Hit OK. And now you have the back wall of your LED light. You can come over here to bodies, body 1, and if you're organized, you'll keep all these saved either by color or what the body is. I usually do them by color, but since this is the back, I'm just going to title it back. So now we can hide the back because we don't need that anymore, or not for now. If you want to look at anything straight, just tap where you want to see it on the cube. So now what we're going to do is we need to make sure the logo colors so that we can extrude all of these bodies separately by color. Because whatever you want to light up, you're not going to want it to be the same color as the body beside it. So now we can look at your reference image, and you can see all of this part is what we want to light up. So that's what we'll begin with this. So I want this to light up, the eye to light up. My logo is pretty basic, so that's the only two pieces that I want to light up. So I want to extrude this. This is going to be the light up part, so the LEDs are going to come through this, so it needs to be very thin. So we're going to extrude this. This is pointing forwards. We want to do everything backwards. So minus 0.6. That's if I print this as 0.2 layer height, that's only going to be 3 walls thick. So 0.6. New body. Okay. Now you can see over here, these bodies are on the list. So now you can you click one, shift click the bottom body. If you have 10 of them, you can just click the top one, shift click the bottom, and then click one time. After they're all selected, I'm going to name these white because I want these bodies to be white because that's where the light is going to come through. So now what we can do, let me click this. Now what we can do is select this, everything else, select everything else if that's your only color. If you have more colors, then do these each color at a time and just keep shift clicking, hold shift and click all of the areas that you need. Then you hit E for extrude, make sure it's on new body. Remember, we want to send everything backwards, so minus 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter is plenty thickness for that front face if you're going to have it black. If you want any other colors to show up, I would do like 0.6. So minus 1 millimeter, enter. Alright, so this is where you can see that I messed up because we only have a back body and a white body. So where I messed up is the extrude. If you want to edit something that you did, this is a timeline on the bottom. This is the last piece that I did. Right click, edit feature. So this may be where some of you mess up. I was going a little fast. So over here, where we want to do new body, not join. This is joining with the other white body. So we want new body. Now we can hit OK. And now we will have more bodies pop up right here. We want to name these black. So now we have all these black hit top. Now, if you want to change the colors in here so that it's a little less confusing, you can hit A for appearance, and then you can right click on this, edit, done, duplicate, edit. I'm going to do one black, done. Now you can come over here. The back is not visible yet. We make it visible, so white. It's doing a little glitch on Fusion, does that sometimes. Shift click, hit A for appearance. You can drag this white onto the body, or you can shift click and drag it over to whatever bodies you have selected. So both of these are now going to be white. Let me close this, maybe it won't glitch out again. Let's bring the back. We'll hide the white ones just in case. We're going to go this, shift click it. I'm going to control click that one to add it there as well. A for appearance. Click and drag the black over to this. Hit close. And now we are starting to look better. Let me unhide the two white bodies. And now you can start seeing it come together. So now all we're missing is the filler right here, which we're going to use this line right here. Let's go ahead and hide the white body so we don't make that mistake again. So we can do this, hit E for extrude. See, this is going forwards. We need it to go backwards. We're going to go minus 38. And that's going to go all the way to that line since we have this 2mm stick. Let's hide this back body so it's not interfering with our extrude. And make sure this says join. You only want it to say join if you have similar colors touching the body. If we left the white on and we hit join, all of it's going to become one piece. So we hit join. Okay. So now we have the black part of the front, the back part, which is going to be in the enclosure, and then the two white bodies. Now we can go ahead and hide this second sketch, and this is going to be your light. So in order to hang this on the wall, if you want it to hang on the wall, what you can do is rotate it around the backside, click on the backside, create sketch. It'll automatically make the sketch on the back face. Now you can come over to here and you can draw in, let's see, let's do a rectangle. We'll just do a quick one. And then in order to, if you want it to hang straight, obviously you can't just make it flat. We'll go ahead and hit L for line. Then you can do something like this. There are quicker ways to do this, but I'm trying to make this just a usable tutorial at this point. Okay, so hit escape to get out of the line drawing. Okay, so what we can do now, we can cut this out of the back. We can finish sketch. Now we can hide, shift click all of the bodies, hit V for view, and it will unview them, it will disappear them. So now we can click whatever your little screw nail hanger is, hit extrude, E for extrude, drag that through it, and then make sure it says cut, hit OK, and now you have your little, you should be able to hang this in any of the grooves and it should hang straight. You're going to need to kind of get your best guess where the center of gravity is for this. So now we can turn this back around, shift click all of these, V for view, and now you have your piece. One more thing you're going to need is a hole for your LEDs. So what we can do now, if I wanted to come in here at the foot, we're going to select this line, and then we're going to construct a plane at an angle. So we're going to rotate this angle to the direction that we want the hole to go through it. It's about right. Okay. Now we want to click that plane, create sketch. Now we know that it's 5 millimeters up this direction for that inside lip. So what we can do is draw a line right here, hit O for offset, and let's go 5 millimeters. So we know we cannot do anything to the left of this because the lip is going to be interfering with the LEDs. So now the LED lights that I have are roughly 10 millimeters wide and about 1.5 millimeters tall. So now we know that we don't want to be behind this line. So we can draw another rectangle. Let's just offset it a little bit so that we don't interfere with that lip. Click, and we want it to be, I'm just going to say 3 millimeters tall. That way we can feed the LEDs inside of it. Tab, we'll go 13 millimeters wide, so we have plenty of room to feed the LEDs inside of there. So now we can finish the sketch. See that sketch is hidden behind the body. So now we can click this, hide that body so that we can see the sketch. Click the sketch, hit extrude, and then bring the body back. Now this is going to be on both sides. So we're going to pull it out this direction, make this symmetric. That way it cuts the hole on both sides of that face, the rectangle that we just made. Cut, and now we have a hole all the way through there. That's where we can feed the LEDs. So now all of our bodies are complete, and that's all there is to it. Now all we got to do is export this, and we are good to go. You do want to save pretty frequently in Fusion just in case it crashes, so we'll just say test LED light, save. So there's multiple ways you can export this. STLs, 3MF are the more popular choices. So the easiest way for me is to do it by color. And the back is going to be a separate piece, so we'll hide that. We'll shift click all of the black, hit V for view. So the only thing showing up is the white. You're going to click your title right here, whatever you save the name as. Now we're going to do save as mesh. We're going to do STL just because that's the more popular of the bunch. Make sure your refinement says high. If you have it on medium or low, you'll start to get some low quality models. Make sure the refinement is high. Hit OK. We're going to save this as white. And then we're going to save it. Okay, it's already going to my downloads folder, so we'll just leave it there. So this is going to be the white body. Save. Now we can shift click these, hide them. Now we'll do the black. Shift click those, V, unhide them. See, this is everything black. Then we'll do the same thing. Right click, save as mesh. All of these are the same options. OK. Then we'll title this one black. Save. Okay, now that one is saved. Now what we're going to do, hide these. You're going to have to do this for every color that you have on your design. So now we want the back plate. So now we can unhide this back plate. Do the same thing. Save as mesh. OK. We'll title this back plate. Save. Alright. Now we are done with this. Now we can come over to the bamboo slicer. We're going to need 2 plates. So we will start plate number 1. We're going to add, go to downloads, back plate, open. So now we have our back plate. We know this one's going to be black, so I already have my color set up. So I'm just going to click on it, hit number 2 for black. Then we'll come to plate number 2. Now we will add again. We're going to add black and white. You're going to have to add all of your bodies in at the same time. Don't do them separately. Open. Load these as a single object. Yes. Now they came in together. So now what we can do, come to objects, black. We want this one black, right? And then white, it's already white. So now we can click off. Now what we want to do is put this face down. So we click on this and we can do the place on face, lay on face, right here. Now we grab the purge block, the prime tower, whatever you want to call it, place it where you need it. Make sure that this is not going to interfere with anything. Make sure everything is good. And then on the print profiles, I have default, it's the standard 0.2 print profile. Slice it. And this should not take very long to print at all. Oh, I did not turn off the brim. And also you can see it's interfering with the lines on the bottom. So now we're going to turn off the brim. No brim. And we're going to move this a little further up so that it's not interfering with the lines on the bed. So we'll move this up, get it out of the way, slice. Now it's touching this line. I don't want it to touch any of the lines. We'll go back, drag it over a hair, slice. Now we're not touching anything and we are good to go. And that's all you have to do. And you see we have the hole right here for the LED pass through. Now we just need to print.